This is Caitlin, your host of the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Welcome back to another week with the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, and this week we have another list for you. I enjoy writing these lists. I enjoy recording podcast episodes because since I wrote these lists like 6-8 months ago, I forgot what dramas were on these lists, so it's nice revisiting them. And I'm sure you guys either have not heard that these are lists on the blog, or it's easier to listen to the list versus going and finding them on my blog. So I figured, why not make another episode of a list I made 8 months ago, 9 months ago. So because of that, as I did in the Japanese list that I put into a podcast episode last week, this list, as you can see from the title, is my favorite Chinese dramas of all time. Was made in June of last year. So I'm going to go through the list, and then just like I did in the Japanese episode, to provide you with more Chinese dramas to check out, I have a couple links to other lists I made on my blog, so I'll go through that and mention any that I didn't mention in this list. And then I'll also check out what I watched since June of last year and name any Chinese dramas that I might have watched after I wrote this list. But again, looking through this list, I don't really see anything that's changed a lot. I know there's a couple that have definitely would have been on this list that I watched later in 2023. So that's why I'm going through my lists after when I posted this list. If you guys are wondering how I remember the dramas that I watched every year, or like when I watch them, I actually keep a custom list on my drama list every year of like when I finished a drama, what I thought of it, like doing little mini reviews. It helps me when I compile these lists, when I compile my favorites of the year or favorites halfway through the year, that type of thing. You can make as many custom lists as possible. So I have a ton of lists on my drama list account that you can go and look at, where like crime dramas that feature forensics, crime dramas that feature, I don't know, hackers, whatever. So if you didn't know that about my drama list, you can actually make custom lists and keep track of stuff. Because if you just click complete, there is a way to like when you click complete a drama, there's a way to like, I finished it on this date and started on this date, but it doesn't show in the completed list on my drama list. You have to go into the drama and like look at it. I just find it easier to make a custom list, but that's just how I do it. Anyway, so I keep a list of Chinese dramas I've liked over the years on my drama list too, which I helped me compile this list on my blog. So now you have my Korean drama list, my Japanese drama list, and now my Chinese drama list as a podcast episode. I still have a couple on my blog I haven't made into a podcast episode. So if you want me to make those, let me know in the comments, DM me, whatever. Or if you have another list you want of recommendations, feel free to DM me. I will take anybody's suggestion or feedback. As I said in my Japanese list, or my Japanese episode last week, that list was significantly easier to make because I haven't watched as many Japanese dramas as I want to. This is the opposite with the Chinese drama. This was significantly harder to make because I've watched a lot more Chinese dramas and I have been watching them longer than Japanese dramas. So there will be honorable mentions in the original favorites Chinese dramas of all time, as well as what I pull out of the other lists and what I watch by the end of the year. So this is probably going to be a longer episode, but we'll see. So as I said, in the Japanese list and the Korean list episodes, there's a few ground rules. These lists are in no particular order or genre. They're just my favorite dramas from China. I have had to have completed the drama So I can almost guarantee not all of my favorites are on this list because, as I said in the Japanese episode, I tried to make this list 10 dramas long, or we would be here all day because I have a lot of favorites. So that's why there's an honorable mentions. If your favorites aren't on this list, that either means I had to cut it out because it was going to be too long or I didn't watch them. So let me know your favorite Chinese dramas. If I haven't seen them, I'll put them on my watch list. Maybe I'll do a review. Maybe I'll do an episode in the future of like you guys recommending recommending some dramas for me, and then I'll give you a review of them later. If you want that, let me know. DM me some of your favorite Chinese dramas. Play along. Tell me some of your favorites. As I said, after Korean dramas, I think Chinese dramas are my next country that I've seen the most dramas from. So the choices were coming from a bigger pool of completed dramas than my Japanese dramas. I also tend to like certain genres over others when it comes to Chinese dramas. So, for example, Shansha is some of my favorite genre in Chinese drama land, but I have not seen all of them. I guarantee you that. So I have many on my plan to watch list. I just haven't gotten around to. So if you read through multiple of the lists on my blog or listen to this episode, you probably will find some that you want me to watch and want my opinion of. And again, let me know, DM me. Okay, so we're going to go through the first list, favorite Chinese dramas of all time. Of course, it starts out with the one that started it all. I hold a special place in my heart for this Chinese drama. It's called Memory Lost. It's from 2016. I've talked about it multiple times. It was the first Chinese drama I ever watched. I don't exactly remember when I watched it. I don't think it was 2016, but it was pretty close to that because at 2016, I didn't have access to dramas at the time. I was abroad in a place that I did not have the ability to watch dramas. So it probably wasn't until 2017, 2018 when I actually watched this, but I loved it. It was great. Um, it was a little wacky. So yeah, it's a crime drama. As I said, a little wacky. It stars Yang Rong and Bai Yu, with some supporting cast by Evan Lee, Hei Fang Tiang, Nam Fu Long, and Wang Yu. If I mispronounce these, I apologize. I know very well that my pronunciation of any names from any country is not very good. This has 3 seasons, and I think every season's like 12 episodes, 14 episodes long, so it's pretty short, but again, there's 3 seasons. I want to say they pretty much aired back to back, maybe like a month off or something, but they all aired in 2016. All were 12 episodes. It was an iQIYI production. And again, it holds a special place in my heart. It was my first Chinese drama ever. Is it the best Chinese drama I've ever seen? No. Do I care? No, I still love it. I still go back and like watch scenes of it. I actually rewatched it a couple years ago. I probably should rewatch it and do like a nostalgia podcast post or something. So for people who've not heard of Memory Lost or seen it, it's a crime drama. It has a bit of everything. It has romance, it has crime. It's a little campy, a little cheesy. Some of the storylines are very far-fetched. Action-packed. The leads have amazing chemistry. It's like a hate to love relationship. They don't particularly like working together. Bai Yu plays a police officer who basically is searching for somebody but doesn't know who that somebody is because he has amnesia. And then he meets a police detective, and through the 3 seasons they figure out what happened to his fiance, what happened to her, solve all these crimes, everything's connected type thing. I'm trying not to spoil a bunch of stuff. But I just like I don't know. I fell in love with the couple. I fell in love with the campiness of it all. I don't know. There's something like quirky about it that makes it charming, I think is the word. Yeah, charming. It's very nostalgic for me because it was my first Chinese drama ever. It's not the best drama you will ever watch in your life, but I had a fun time. It's a fun thing to check out. Especially because it's a crime drama. So it's like episodic crimes. There's one overarching crime overall, and then you have episodic crimes throughout. I love the forensics doctor in it. He hasn't done much since this drama, which I feel sad about. But anyway, this will always be in my top 10 just due to the nostalgia. Okay, so moving on, we have Hikaru no Go, and this was in 2020. I love the anime. So I never in my life thought that China would redo a anime as a drama. And then they announced it in 2020 and I'm like, "Oh my god, I need to check this out." And it like very quickly moved up the list to my favorite Chinese dramas of all time. um if you guys don't know what this is, Hikaru no Gu stars Hu Xianshu, Zhang Chao, Hao Fushen. Those are like the three. Hu Xianshu and Hao Fushen start out in like school together. They're like, I don't know, middle school, early high school students. Given from what the anime story is, basically Hu Xianshu plays Shi Guang, and Shi Guang finds this Go board in his grandfather's house. And upon opening it or touching it, whatever, I can't remember, he unlocks this ghost that was trapped in it, played by Zhang Chao. And together, the ghost, who's a Go master from like the dynasty historical times, teaches him how to play Go. And then Shi Guang works to figure out what happened to Tu Ying and like free him from this prison of living in this Go board. And then you have Hao Fushen, who's a classmate of Shi Guang, who is a genius Go player. And so they start this relationship of playing Go and kind of being rivals at the same time. And you have Shi Guang like moving through the ranks of never playing Go before and then entering a tournament and things like that. So it's like I'm a little biased with this because I love the anime so much, but it made for such a great Chinese drama story. Because you have a character you're rooting for, you have a friendship on both the rival Go player, but also this spirit that lives in this Go board. You care and root for these characters. You just, as the drama progresses, you root and you watch these relationships grow, and these kids grow up to be these Go players or figure out what they want to do in life, if they want to continue Go or not, or if they want to discover something outside of this, if they grew up playing it forever. You get to know about other characters through their school or through this Go tournament. The story's fantastic. It like I cried. It makes you feel all the emotions. I love the OSTs. This drama just like I didn't think this drama could live up to my love of the anime, and it definitely did. Did it surpass it? I don't know. I'd have to like rewatch the anime and then the drama again to see, but I loved everything about this drama, and it was so surprising because I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting what we got. Like I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but not a lot of people have watched this drama, and I've been shouting it at the rooftops for people to check this drama out, especially if you kind of like a male bromance type thing, because you got three of them. Well, technically two, like the two students and then the main character Shi Guang and the ghost. So it's a bromance type thing. But it's so good. It's so good, and I wish more people would watch it and talk to me about it. I have done a review of this on my blog, so the link is in the blog post. But so if you want to go hear my thoughts about it more, go right ahead. But that is my love for Hikaru Gono, which was a 2020 iQIYI drama. Please go watch this drama and please talk to me about it. Like I really want people to watch this drama. Okay, so next is a 2020 drama as well. It's Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower. This is actually, fun fact, the first Chinese drama, actually the first drama review I ever did on the blog. Because I started the blog in August 2020 and I finished this shortly after that. Again, this is a crime drama. I mean, it's called Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower, so like, of course it's going to be that. So it makes total sense why it's on my list. I will say, when I clicked on the drama, I didn't know how much I would love it. Like, I was going into it thinking it was going to be just a regular old crime drama. Somebody gets killed and then we have to figure out who it is. But I love when dramas use the platform to talk about social issues and to make their story a bigger deal than just a murder. And Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower definitely did that. It's an ensemble cast. It takes place in a condominium apartment building. And so you have actors such as Yang Zishang, Gao Tao, Angela Baby, Lu Yulei, Rexon Cheng, Baby Zhang, ton of people. Like, you'll recognize a ton of actors and actresses in this. So basically, we have Angela Baby plays Zhao Mei Bao. She's a coffee shop owner, and she dies. And it, like, no one sees it coming. Everybody kind of just, like, freaks out, and then the investigation starts, and the police have to investigate, like, everybody in this apartment complex because she got murdered in her apartment. And they get down to, like, three suspects, I want to say. And this is where it turned interesting, because it's not just like the police investigating it and doing it from their perspective. Like, they wrote this story and structured this story where, one, it was female centered, like, was a female centered drama mixed into a crime drama. It talked about, like, social issues such as domestic violence, cheating, income based on, like, where you lived in this complex, that type of thing. But with the three suspects, you got, like, their interrogation, but then you got the suspect's perspective, and you kind of got their background and got their relationship with Angela Baby's character or other people's character in this apartment building, which caused you to, like, not be able to predict anything, because you got one person's perspective and you're like, oh, this guy is definitely the murderer, like, he has to be. But then the next suspect comes around and you get his perspective and more background and more insight to what happened, and that changes your entire mindset. I mean, it was such a good structure and such a good way of writing this that I was just blown away, because I just, like, did not expect it whatsoever. And it's just so good. And it's only 16 episodes. It's Tencent made it. Highly recommend. Like, highly recommend. And again, it's not just a normal crime drama. It's female centered. It's talks about societal issues. It's so much more than just a crime drama. And I absolutely love it. I would be curious if you guys knew who did it, because I sure did not. Okay. So, next one is from 2021. It's One and Only. And I might be a little biased with this because if you have been following the blog or anything I've said over the last 4 years, you know I love Alan Wren. I also like Bai Lu. So this pairing was like, oh my god, so good. But you guys also might be a little surprised if you know me at all, because I hate crying. And this drama is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I sobbed the entire time. It was heartbreaking. I knew I would cry going into this, just given the trailer and everything, but I sobbed. I sobbed so hard, but it was so worth it. It was such a beautiful drama. Costumes are beautiful. The story was heartbreaking, but fantastic. Like, I loved the two leads together. They were just like heartbreakingly beautiful together. The acting was superb. If you guys don't know, this is based off a book where, if I remember correctly, so One and Only was in 2021. It aired first, and then they made a separate drama called Forever and Ever that was kind of like, quote unquote, the healing drama for One and Only. It was the same couple, and how the book is structured is like Forever and Ever was the book, and then One and Only was like a dream this person had in it. And realistically, in the book, they were supposed to like go back in time, and it was supposed to be a lot of reincarnation stuff and whatever. But due to censorship and like what it wasn't allowed when it was made, they had to split it into two dramas and kind of do one story in one drama and then one story in another drama to pass censorship. So that's how they got around censorship. They did One and Only and made it its own story, and then followed it up with Forever and Ever, and then like Bai Lu had like a dream or a coma in that time period and kind of just talked about it, but didn't really, like, the One and Only part didn't happen in the Forever and Ever drama, because Bai Lu was supposed to like dream it all, basically. But that's how they got about censorship. I love that they split it into two, because we did get two stories. You definitely need Forever and Ever after One and Only, because you're going to be sobbing the entire time. But it was just, it's so good. And it's so memorable. Like, great cinematography, just beautiful drama with the costumes and everything. The fight scenes, the choreo with those fight scenes. The OSTs are still one of my favorites. It's so pretty and so good, even though I cried the entire time. This is another drama I have a full review on my blog if you want to check it out. Next up, and to no one's surprise that this is going to be on my list, is The Untamed. Like, I mean, we all know how much of a phenomenon this was and still probably is. Like, a lot of people are still watching it. We know. It took the world by storm when it aired and has not let go. So it's kind of one of those things where that's just how it goes. I mean, like, what can I say about this drama? We got a bunch of stuff that we love. We got some relationships. We got found family, which is one of my favorite tropes of all time. We have the two male leads and their relationship and their interactions. We got this epic world built, and then we got to see all the characters within that world. The genre is one of my favorite genres to watch, which I'm not sure. Like, in my blog post last year, I wrote it as Shinsha, but I don't really know if it's actually Shinsha. It's like a mix. Because, like, it's wuxia sometimes, but also shansha sometimes. I know there's a word for it. I just don't remember the word. Anyway, chemistry between the cast was great, especially the leads, but, like, the chemistry in general was good. You felt a lot of emotions with this. Like, there's not much, like, I'm not really trying to explain why. There should be no explanation why The Untamed is on my list. I mean, it kind of is a given at this point. This aired in 2019. It was from Tencent. I'm trying not to spoil anything in case people haven't seen it, because there's a lot that goes on in this. But basically, you have Xiao Zhan and Wan Yibo, who were the two leads. And then you have a bunch of other people, such as Wang Zhaocheng, Xuan Lu, Lu Haiquan, Zanjin, who are all supporting roles. And Zhao Shan plays Zhao Shan. Did I say that right? Yeah, Zhao Shan plays both Wan Yibo and Zhao Shan play disciples of opposite clans who meet in training, and then they build this relationship, and again trying not to spoil anything, and then Zhao Shan's character dies at some point but then comes back later, and then he has to like hide his appearance and hide his existence, and then eventually Wang Yibo character like figures it out, and then they have to work together again to solve this mystery from whenever they first were trying to solve it, as well as survive in this world that a lot of people were doing some shady stuff. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but yeah, we all know how epic this was. We know how much this took the world by storm. Should not be surprising. It's on my favorite Chinese dramas of all time at all. Okay, another one. As I said, my next one is Under the Power. As I said, I love Alan Ren, so that's the reason why. It also stars Tan Sang-yoon, Han Dong, Yi King, Lu Hong, and Ethan Yao. This was a iQIYI and Mango production. I don't remember who made what, but anyway. Alan Ren plays a official in the Ming Dynasty, like guards. He's basically like a bodyguard, but he's also like a secret police thing. He meets Tan Sang-yoon's character, who is also a police officer, and they have this case that they're both involved in, and they seem to keep bumping heads and trying to figure out these cases that come across, and then they seem to be always working together with these cases, so they finally just decide to team up and solve these cases. And then they create a bunch of like a team of together, and they go off and solve all these cases while slowly falling in love with each other. That's pretty much it. So friendship, love, that type of thing. Again, I might be biased with this drama because I love Alan Ren so much, but I went into this drama because it was advertised as a crime drama, and I did not expect to like the main couple as much as I did, because overall, yes, it's a crime drama, but it really concentrated more on their relationship, and from them moving from enemies to friends to more than just friends. And the crimes eventually took like a back seat, which was fine because I got invested into the main couple. And I liked seeing how their relationship progressed through solving these cases. They were complete opposites of each other, which made them work well together, in my opinion. I also, one of the reasons why I like Alan Ren so much is I think he expresses emotion with his eyes a lot only, and then facial expressions. Tansang, Tansang, right? Yeah, Tang Sung Yoon does the same thing. So them acting together and being able to act well with their face and then with their eyes and evoke a lot of emotion with their expressions in their face alone, I liked that. That was fun to see. They had very good chemistry together. With the crimes dwindling by the end, I became more invested in the lead couple because the crimes weren't that important anymore and were kind of boring. So that kind of fell a little bit apart. But I like their romance, so I stuck around. It was, I think it was special for me because I entered under the power for the crime part of the drama, but I exited loving the couple and loving the relationship, and I really would like to see these two work together again. I liked this drama so much, I actually wrote like multiple blog posts about it, which I'll link in the blog post that I'm reading off of right now. But I will say there's a couple characters in here that are absolutely so annoying for me. One was, and I think that's because I like the main couple so much. One was like a second male lead. Like he wanted to be with the female lead, and that was never going to happen. And he just got annoying overall. The villain was fun. He was diabolically fun, in my opinion. So I have a soft spot for this, probably due to Alan Wren and also the female lead. I like her a lot too. So just Alan Wren and Tang Sung Yoon together were just great, and I would love to see them work together again. Okay, so next on my all-time favorite Chinese dramas list is 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. I mean, this drama is kind of like Memory Lost, which the first one I spoke about. It was the first Shansha drama I ever watched. So it, again, is very nostalgic for me. And I've never well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I now have actually rewatched the drama due to a podcast episode I guested on in Tea and Soju. If you want to go and check that out, we did a drama trio episode about that. Before that episode, though, I had only like watched scenes or watched compilations of certain couples and everything. So I actually did rewatch this last year, which, in my opinion, still holds up. Like, it was still great. I still enjoyed it. It, again, is a nostalgic drama for me, though, so I might be a little biased. I remember the first time I watched this, though, I binged the hell out of it. Like, I think I watched the entire drama in, like, less than 5 days. It was so good for me. It was really good. And it was something that I had, like, never seen before in terms of, like, Shansha. Like, I had never seen a Shansha drama before. So it was new for me, and it was cool and awesome and, like, surprising. I said this in the podcast episode as well as the blog post, but I actually liked Dilraba and Vengo Gao's couple the most. With my rewatch for Tea and Soju's episode, because I knew I liked them so much, I was able to concentrate on the main couple and got to appreciate the main couple more. So I liked that I rewatched this drama because I now understand why so many people love the main couple. And I still like them in my first watch. I like the second couple more. But I now probably like both. I still probably like the second couple more than the first couple, but I've grown to appreciate the first couple a lot more than I did in my first watch. But if you haven't seen this and you like Shansha and you just want to watch a classic Shansha drama, you should check this out. Like, it's magical, it's epic. It makes it more high stakes. Like, yeah, it won't compare to the Shansha dramas that are airing now due to it was a 2017 drama. Like, CGI isn't like what it is now, but for 2017, it was pretty good. It was really good. The costumes are beautiful in this. Like, so pretty. But you got an epic story from romance to magic to betrayal to love. Like, there's so much to watch in this drama, and I love it so much. So, yeah, if you haven't watched 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, you should. Okay, so another one that I actually did a podcast episode for in Tea and Soju was Reset, which is another one of my all-time favorite dramas. It's a crime drama. It stars Bai Ting and Zhao Jingmai. Zhao Jingmai you probably know from Amidst a Snowstorm of Love. Along with other people, you have Lu Yijun, Lu Tao, Huang Zhu, Lu Dan, among others. Basically, this is Bai Ting plays Zhao Heiyun and Zhao Jingmai plays Li Shiqing. And Li Shiqing basically gets on a bus, a public bus, and the bus ends up exploding. But instead of dying, she gets stuck in a time loop. And eventually, Bai Jingting character gets pulled into time loop. So they have to work together to figure out why they're in the time loop, what they're supposed to do in the time loop, figure out why this bus is in danger, so on and so forth, and like save the people on the bus. And I also did a podcast episode with T and Soju on this, where we talked in length about it. This is a 2022 drama. It's from Tencent. It's so good. It's just such a good drama. It's a wild ride. Like, you will sit on the edge of your seat. You will not be able to stop watching this. Like, it is literally it's a speeding to the end. Like, you will not stop watching this. The acting is fantastic from everybody, not just the leads. Like, the supporting cast, I'm trying not to reveal anything, but like, there's one particular actress that just does in the supporting cast that just does, well, I shouldn't say one, there's multiple, but like, there's just so many good actors in the supporting cast, and to the point where, like, wow, this is the first role I've seen this actor or actress do that changes my perspective of this actor and actress, because they're just so good with it. I love the twists. The twists were great. You need good twists in a crime drama, of course, so you can't really predict anything. You definitely will not predict anything in this drama at all. The story, at the time I watched this in 2020, I thought the story was really creative because, there's a stigma when it comes to sci-fi dramas in any Asian country, in my opinion, has done hit or misses on sci-fi dramas. Some have done great and some not so much. And at the time when I watched Reset, there had not been a very good sci-fi Chinese drama in a while. And I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out because I really want this to be good. But I know it's going to lean in the sci-fi department due to the time loop. So how good is this actually going to be? It's good. Like, it's really good. Like, the way that everything is connected by the end and how we get there and how the characters are investigated through all this stuff, just, it's mind-blowing how everything's connected. It's so good. And you have a review on my blog if you want to read it more. It actually is getting a season 2 because it was so popular in China. I'm really curious about season 2. There's no announcement. There's not even like a cast announced for season 2. So there's not much known about it, but it has been announced there is going to be a season 2. So definitely check this out if you want to check out season 2. But Reset was so good. It was so good. And it's only 15 episodes. Tencent made it. And yeah. Okay. So next one is one I should have watched when it aired in 2019. But I actually didn't watch it until I think 2023 maybe is when I finished it. It was a long time and I should have watched it a lot sooner than I thought I would. And that is the Chinese drama Longest Day in Chang'an. I don't know. I can't tell you how many people told me to watch this drama since it aired because they loved it when they watched it. And they're like, you will adore this drama. And then, of course, I waited 3 years to watch it. And of course, I loved it. It's getting a season 2. which I'm honestly surprised about. I did not expect it to get a season 2. That was announced, I think, last year. Again, nothing's really known about a season 2 at all, but I'm excited for a season 2. I'm excited to revisit this. If they can pull off what they did in season 1, I'll be very happy because it's a complicated story. You have a crime. Like, so Chang'an is this like vast metropolitan area in historical China at some point. And they are going to hold this festival, and somebody gets a message somehow in like the next 24 48 hours a attack is going to happen, and they don't know what attack, they don't know who, they don't know where. All they know is it's going to happen during this lantern festival. So you have this intelligence guy, this agent basically played by Jackson Yi, who's like the youngest agent around. So he's very new, but like he's very smart. He decides he's going to pull out this criminal from death row who has experience as a police officer and everything to help him figure out before this attack happens, whatever this attack was supposed to be. So they have like the whole drama, which is 48 episodes, takes place in like 24 hours or something. 24 or 48 hours, something like that. And it is a nonstop ride. I mean, you have a bunch of characters. It's a beautiful drama. Like, the production value on this is insane. Cinematography is incredible. It's just a visually stunning Chinese drama, and it's a huge ensemble cast. You just like, there's so much to look at this drama through costumes, sets, action, cinematography. It's a stunning drama. I will say there's a lot to keep track of, though, because there's a lot of characters, it's a lot of story, it's fast moving, but it's also expansive because there's so much background and so much characters that filter into this story and the time, that period that it takes place. So you do have to pay attention to it or you'll miss something. I will guarantee you will miss something, because I did. But that being said, you will not guess any of this drama whatsoever, which I always like. I always appreciate. So cast is fantastic. You have some heavy hitters in this ensemble cast. They did a fantastic job. The acting is great. The fight scenes, the action scenes, chef's kiss. Like, shot well, done well. It's so good. But you have to watch this because it's so good, but you have to pay attention. It's one of those where you really have to pay attention. Because again, you're going to miss something. There's just so many details and so many things that, like, so many threads in this story that are going to be tied together by the end. You need to pay attention to it. And then you got the relationship of our two main leads, Lei Ji-ying and Jackson Yi. It's great to see their relationship go. There's a lot of politics involved in this. And then there's a lot of like historical stuff, like different people coming into the city for this Lantern Festival and the time period it takes place. It's a beautiful drama, and a well put together drama. It's just, you have to really pay attention. But I highly, highly recommend this one, especially if you're going to watch season 2. Okay, so my next one is one from 2023. This one shot up my favorites of all time list ever since I watched it. So I immediately like ended the drama. It was like, this is one of my favorite dramas of all time. And I even said that. I think I did a review for this on Tea and Soju, as well as Daebak podcast. We did like 2 episodes because we had so much to talk about. And that is the Chinese drama Till the End of the Moon, which I'm sure a lot of people are not surprised by, because a lot of people love this drama in 2023. It is my favorite, if not okay, one of my favorite, if not my favorite Shansha drama I've ever seen. It's amazing and it's so good, and I can now see why Bai Lu and Liu Yuxi have such great chemistry. If you guys don't know, this stars Liu Yuxi, Bai Lu, Chen Ling, Deng Wei, Sun Zhengni, and Eddie Gang. I was a hardcore Sun Zhengni and Eddie Gang stan. I loved their couple. I also loved the main couple, of course, but I loved the third couple in this. I really want to see them together in a drama again as leads, but it's such a good drama. Like, such a good drama. If you guys don't know what this is, Bai Lu exists in a world where Liu Yunxi, his character, like, destroys the world and destroys her family. So she goes back in time and accepts the mission of killing him before he becomes this enemy in the future. But due to what she witnesses in the past and getting to know him better, that it complicates things. And then we get the storyline that we have. Given being that's a Shansha drama, we have like 3 lifetimes, 4 lifetimes, stuff like that. It's so good. It's so good. If you like Shansha, you have to watch this drama. Like, just everything is just amazing about it. It's epic. It's beautiful. The main couple has amazing, like, fiery chemistry throughout the entire thing. The acting is amazing. It's just, you feel all the emotions. You cry, you laugh, you, like, swoon over this couple. The OSTs, I still listen to those OSTs to this day. If you want more about this drama, go listen to our podcast episodes, but like, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this already, so you probably will agree why it's on my list. But if you haven't, please do yourself a favor and watch it. I know there's a lot of people who won't watch it due to the ending. I said this in the podcast episode. It is not as bad as people said it would be online. So if you got spoiled in the ending and you're not watching it because of what was said online, in my opinion, it's not as bad as what it was online. But it is one of those endings where you kind of interpret it how you want it to be. It's not a closed case happy ending or sad ending. You kind of have to interpret how it is. I did not think the ending was as bad as other people said it was, in my opinion. So that is why it's one of my favorites. I need multiple actors and actresses of this drama to be in a drama together again, because I need to see them as my third couple. As I said, I need to see them together in a drama. Okay, so moving along, we have 4 or 5 more dramas that are now in my honorable mentions. So those were my top 10 favorites. And then now we're moving into the honorable mentions of my all-time favorites list. I think I have 4 dramas in this. Yes, 4. So the first honorable mentions of this list is Ancient Detective. It's a 2020 drama. I mainly put this as honorable mentions because I don't think a lot of people have watched this one. It was kind of like flew under the radar. I remember I clicked play and then I was like, oh, this is a good drama. I enjoyed this drama. And I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. But again, it's also 2020. So, like, you might view things differently from, like, the pandemic year to some other year. I still love this. It's just, it's a very enjoyable drama. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. You have crime, you have romance, you have found family, you have a bromance, you have comedy. It was surprisingly good cinematography for how low budget this drama was, in my opinion. I hope people will check this drama out. I know a lot of people have, but it just was so surprising at the time because it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, no one really was expecting anything or had heard of it before. And then all of a sudden it premiered and you're like, oh, this is a good drama. It stars Tim Yu, Wang Yan Yang, Rachel Wang, Miranda Ma Daya Fei, and Wang Xing Wei. If you guys want links to all of my drama pages for all the dramas I mentioned, it is in my blog post. I also will write all these names into the show notes of the podcast episode, so you can search for it on my drama list or Google, however you want. But this is a story about an amnesic detective who starts traveling around the world trying to find his father's killer. And then along the way, he finds this group of people that he starts traveling with, including a friend and a love interest, and they work together to figure out mysterious cases that they come across. And again, it was an unexpectedly good time, and I liked watching it. Okay, so next one on my honorable mentions is another one that was like very surprising to me, because when you look at the trailer or when you look at the poster, you don't expect much. It looks like a low budget crime drama. It kind of came out of nowhere. And that stars, or this is Miss Gu Who Is Silent, also a 2020 drama. Tencent made this one. It stars Aaliyah, Li Xingfang, who I have now loved Li Xingfang, Joyan Kai, Ye Zhaowei, Gao Jingnan, Lu Laoxi. And so this follows Aaliyah's character, whose brothers dies, and she changes her name and conceals her identity so she can avenge her brother by going undercover to be near the people who caused his death. And then she meets our male lead, Li Xingfang, and they discover that something else is going on beyond her brother's death. And it just the reason why it's an honorable mention is because this drama came out of nowhere. Like, it was a crime drama. I thought I guess I didn't have anything to check out at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna click play because I'm curious. It was so much like, the thing that really, really comes out of nowhere is the leads' chemistry. Their chemistry is so good. Like, so good. And their acting is quite good. Like, it wasn't a bad acting job, which was just surprising when I clicked play because I wasn't expecting anything of it. Great OSTs that supported the drama well. I just remember that I pretty much binged this drama. I just couldn't put it down because I was like, these leads are so good together, and I really want to know what happened to her brother, and I really want to know this big secret that was going on. It was a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be. So that's a crime drama. It's short. I think it's like 20 episodes. Yeah, 20 episodes, 45 minutes long. Okay, so this one also was on my honorable mentions. It's probably not surprising to anybody it's on an honorable mention, and that is Maiden Homes, also a 2020 drama. I think I said this in my Japanese episode last week. I'm a sucker for Sherlock Holmes. I'm a sucker for a Sherlock Holmes drama. So whether that's China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, whoever does it, I'm a sucker for a drama that uses Sherlock Holmes. So Maiden Homes was the perfect fit for me. Like, whatever. This stars Sabrina Chen, Zhang Ling Zhang Jiading, Wang Yizhe, Huang Yi, Zhu Minxi. This was Zhang Linghei's debut drama. I watched it as it aired. He was fantastic in it. So going from like Maiden Homes to where he is now was just a ride to watch. It was so fun. I like Sabrina Chen. I thought they had great chemistry together. If you guys don't know what this is, basically, Zhang Linghei plays Prince. I want to say Prince. Anyway, Zhang Linghei, he decides to pretend to be a commoner because he needs to investigate stuff. And then Sabrina Chang is a detective, and they kind of work together to solve cases, but then obviously solve this like overarching case that's evolved. It's a common thread for me in my crime dramas, okay? I love these cases. I like a team up, you know? It's just it's good. It's a investigative, and of course we have Sabrina Cheng who's like cross-dressing to be a guy, so Zhang Linghe doesn't know she's a guy for the longest time. Or at least he pretends not to know. And you got comedy, you got romance, you got mystery, you have good chemistry. It's a historical mystery, which I love historical mysteries, in my opinion. What was great about this was like I liked seeing them together. I liked seeing working together. They built up this like small team together, so the team working together was great. As I said, I'm a sucker for crime historical dramas, as you can see from my list. So this being a crime historical drama was, of course, I was going to watch this. I even liked the second couple. They were fun to watch too. What really stood out for me though is like this drama didn't have a lot of angst to it, and there wasn't a ton of drama with the couples either way. There was like a couple spats, but like overall, it was very low angst when it came to the couples. So it was just a lot of fun to watch them together, to watch them solve these cases, to watch them interact together. I'm sure you guys agree with me. So Maiden Homes is an honorable mention, of course. Lastly, for my all-time favorite Chinese dramas, the last one on the honorable mentions is My Roommate is a Detective. God, I wish we could do a season 2. Checkmate is not season 2 for this. I will tell you that right now. They played it off as it was. It was not. I did not like Checkmate whatsoever. And I wish they didn't have the female lead in My Roommate as Detective, but you know. Again, this gives me like Sherlock Holmes vibes with Hui Tian's character, which is why I liked it so much. We have Hui Tian, who plays Lu Yao. We have Liang Zhang, who I like a lot, who plays Qing Chu Sheng. And then we have Zhao Yang as the female lead. Basically, Hui Tian, it's like mid 1920s era. Hui Tian is like a rich dude who's smart. He can do deduction very well. He's really smart. He can crack cases. So for some way they like hire him, like people hire him to be a detective. Other times he kind of just walks into cases and solves them. And then you have Liang Zhang's character, who's a cop. So he goes to Hui Tian and is like, I need your help on a case. And I'll give you this, or I'll do this. I'll give you money, or I'll give you food. Basically, it's food. Can you help me out with this? And then we have the female lead, who is also a rich woman, but she's working as a reporter. So we have a private detective, a police, and a reporter. They team up and they solve strange murder mysteries. It's great. I love it. It was a lot of fun. You have good banter between the two male leads. They have great chemistry together. I wish the female lead wasn't there, but it is what it is with censorship. I love their banter, and I liked their relationship progression, and I liked how they solved cases because, like, the cop isn't stupid. Like, Liang Zhang's character isn't dumb. So he works well with Hui Tian. Hui Tian is like more of the brains, and Liang Zhang's like the brawn of the couple. So they have a good dynamic, and they're definitely the highlight of this drama for me, which is why I had to do it in honorable mentions. Because if you haven't watched this and you like a bromance drama, again, it could have been better without the female lead, in my opinion, but it was still good. It was still great. It was a lot of fun. They have a great relationship. It's a lot of fun watching them just their dynamic together. So, all right, so that is my entire Chinese drama favorites of all time list. So let's check out some of my other lists to see if I have any on the list that I did not mention. Okay, so we're going to go to my favorite Shansha or Wuxia dramas. I made this list in 2022, so I'm sure there's dramas that I've watched since then that are not on this list. So, okay, so as I had previously said, xianxia is probably my favorite genre of Chinese dramas. Wuxia is a close second. I like wuxia a lot as well, which is why I did a combo, because I couldn't really do which way. The first one on the list that I think is a drama either people will like or people will dislike. And I know a lot of people have not seen it because it was kind of one of those wacky dramas in 2019 that you don't really take seriously. And it's one of those dramas where, as people watched it, they liked it more, but when it first aired, not a lot of people were watching it. And what I appreciated about this drama is it's based off of a web novel, I want to say. And it really, as you watch it, it looks like you're like watching a web novel. They kept that type of art style and that type of action in the drama. So it's very like comic book-esque, which gave it a unique flavor. And that is Once Upon a Time in Lingqiang Mountain. It was from 2019. It stars Shukai, Sandrine Pina, Ryan Zhu, Gao Yu Christy Gao, and Vincent Huang. Basically, Shukai is a genius who decides to join a sect and work towards immortal cultivation, and Sandrine Pina is his teacher, basically. You just don't take this drama seriously. Like, that's all I have to say. It stood out because you don't take it seriously. You kind of are along for the ride. It's unique in terms of its art style and the way the action scenes are. It made me laugh a lot. It's very comedic, which I wasn't expecting. It's just everything's over the top. It's all over the top, and it's not the highest budget, but in my opinion, it's worth the watch. As I said, it reminds me a little of an anime on like how the characters act and how the production is, especially during the fight scenes. It just was so unique when I watched it, and it stood out because it was so unique. And the production even said how they made this drama and what it looked like was intentional. They were intentionally making it look like an anime, intentionally making it over the top. And the actors, I think, fit that over the top part and aspect of this. Um, but I think because it was so over the top and because it was that intentional art style, a lot of people didn't watch this. So I always have to list this out just because it's one of those dramas where you'll either like it or you not like it, but if you like it, you'll love it. It's really fun and it's so funny. like so funny. Another one that I of course have to mention, which a lot of people probably will, is Word of Honor. Of course, this came out of nowhere. 2021, we weren't really expecting it. I mean, is there really that much to say about it? Again, I made this list in 2022, so I'm sure there's some dramas since 2022 that should be on my favorite xianxia or wuxia list, such as Till the End of the Moon. But that's, as I said, that's why I'm doing a podcast episode and it's kind of compiling all these. But you got great leads who have great chemistry. You have fight scenes that are great to watch and beautiful to watch. You have a drama that you're becoming attached to characters easily and like become invested in their stories. And it was fun. It was entertaining. The two leads together had a lot of good banter back and forth. We have Zhang Zehan and Gan Jun, as we know, and then Zhao Yi and Asher Ma are the second couple. The second couple were great to watch as well. Of course, we watched for the main two male leads. Their banter was great. Just how Gong Jun teased teased the other male lead was just so fun. It at the time when I watched this, it was just so surprising and so unexpected because you didn't really like looking at the drama and looking at the trailers. It was low budget. Everybody could tell it was low budget, but what they could do with that budget was surprising. And if you talk to people at the time when you watched it, when it was airing, you got a drama you weren't expecting. And I think it was a surprise for everybody and why a lot of people enjoyed it so much. Also, everybody was like, how the heck did this drama pass censorship? Which was a common joke, obviously. So, Word of Honor has to be on there. And lastly, with my favorite Chancha Wucha list, Killer is also romantic. If you like the short dramas like Provoke or what is another good one? Familiar Stranger, and you haven't watched A Killer is also romantic, you should check this one out. It's on Viki, I want to say. If not that, YouTube. And it's 18 episodes, like 10, 12 minutes long, something like that. It stars, Han Dan Dan, Hu Dan Dan, sorry, and Yang Zhe. And basically, Hu Dan Dan plays an owner of a garment shop, and then Yang Zhe is someone she marries. Turns out they both have like secret identities, and they have to hide the identities from each other, all while trying to work within their secret identities. And it becomes this whole thing. It was fun. It was cute. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. If you like short web dramas, you should check this out. The leads had good chemistry, which is also why it's on this list. Both couples actually were great. You had like the first couple, but then you had a second couple that were cute as well. The fight scenes were beautifully shot. I was impressed because it, of course, being a web drama, it doesn't have the highest budget, but what they did with that budget was great, and I loved it, and the story was good, and the story was clever, and I have a review of this on my blog if you want to go into it, but if you like short web dramas, you should definitely check out Killer is Also Romantic, because it was good. It was surprising. Okay, so that was my list of favorite Shansha Wusha dramas, and then let me quickly check crime dramas and see if I didn't name any that I have on this list. Okay, couple of crime dramas that I didn't name. One is Under the Skin from 2020. Again, people should not be surprised if you watched Under the Skin. This stars I cannot, wow, my tongue just stopped working. Tan Jianxi, Jin Jia, Baby Zhang, Zhu Jia Qi, Li Yangqi. I totally just butchered those names. Basically, Tan Jianxi plays Shen Yi, and Jin Shiji plays Du Zhen. So Shen Yi, as we know, if you've watched this Under the Skin, Shen Yi is a painter, and Du Cheng is a cop. And Du Cheng, or Shen Yi, used to work in law enforcement, and then he resigned, and Du Cheng is a cop, and Shen Yi encounters this person while he's painting 5 years prior, that causes the death of somebody that Du Cheng knows. So 5 years later, when the drama is taking place, Shen Yi decides to work with the cops again, and Du Cheng has to work with him, and they work on these cases and eventually figure out what happened 5 years ago. Again, I'm trying not to reveal much. It was just, it's a great, again, it's a great bromance drama. Chemistry with the leads were great. It was an interesting crime drama because it incorporated Shen Yi's talent. He's an artist, so he did a bunch of art, which caused the cases to be unique and creative. It's not a perfect drama by any means. I'm glad we're getting a season 2, but I'm a little scared about season 2 and seeing if they're gonna pull off what they did in season 1, because they've lost a lot of like writers and stuff with season 2. I like both leads, so thankfully they're both coming back for season 2. I have a review of this on my blog too, but Under the Skin is a very entertaining and very unique crime drama due to art being a major topic. And then you have the two leads who work well together. And I like, so Du Cheng is played by Jinshi Jia. I was so glad when he joined this drama because he's a great actor. And this drama allowed people to see more of him. Obviously, we know who Tan Jian Si is. He got a lot more well known with this drama too. But I actually watched this drama because of the cop, Du Cheng, the actor who plays the cop. So I'm really glad he did this drama because it got a lot more people to know him, and he's just such a good actor. But if you like crime dramas, you like a bromance crime cop drama, you should check out Under the Skin. Okay, another one of my favorite Chinese dramas off that list is Tianjin Mystic. Only season 1. Do not watch season 2. Season 1 only. Season 2 was not it at all. It did not live up to season 1. Season 2 does not compare. Season 1 was a lot of fun. You can skip season 2. Another drama where you have two male leads working well together. They had great chemistry. I like the female leads actually in this one too. They had a great team up overall. This drama is a crime drama, but it has more of a supernatural thing to it. It stars Li Xing and Zhang Mingyan, and then the female leads are Cici Wang and Charlene Chen. I thought they worked very well together, all four of them. Takes place during the Republican era. Basically, Li Xing is I want to say priest, but he's really not a priest. He's basically sort of a cop in this town, but he's not really a cop. He's a mystic cop. He has this power to see guilty people, and he uses that to solve cases. And he ends up being a suspect in a murder whose son, Ding Mao, played by Zhang Mingyan, works together with him to figure out the truth of this murder and either arrest him or exonerate him from being a suspect. And so together, they start investigating these cases, which leads to a bigger case that happened 30 years prior to this drama or whatever. Really fun. It definitely is a little more horror and supernatural than what Under the Skin was, because you have ghosts and monsters and infectious diseases and things like that, but it's still really good. It's really, really good. It has sort of a creepy vibe to it. It's not scary. It's just creepy. OSTs were great. It was a weird, fun mix of genres. And again, very unexpected when I watched this. I did not know what to expect, and I enjoyed it. And I love that when I watch a drama, it's more memorable because it's so unexpected when you like it so much. Okay, so one more on this list that I didn't mention is Stealth Walker from 2021. If you're a fan of crime dramas, this is a Chinese crime drama you should watch. The highlight for me with this one was the main couple. As you can see, for some reason, I like crime dramas when there's a couples involved. I mean, it's not like I won't watch crime dramas that don't have couples, but it's a fast-paced crime drama. The leads are amazing. Their chemistry is so good. So good. The sad part about this drama is because their chemistry is so good, they do not have enough scenes together at all. I want them to have more scenes together. Stealth Walker stars Lin Peng and Zheng Yi Cheng. So, Lin Peng plays a young cop whose parents are killed. She goes undercover to collect evidence against a drug dealer, and she meets Zhang Yicheng's character. She pretends to start a relationship with him to get more into this like drug dealer business, and then he starts falling for her, she starts falling for them, they have to work together, secrets are untold, they figure out stuff. It's a whole thing. He eventually finds out her identity, she eventually finds out his identity, secrets are spilt. Yeah. Their chemistry is everything. I will say that right now. Their chemistry was just so good. The crime drama itself was very good. The twists and turns definitely surprised me. Great OSTs. I love good music when it comes to crime dramas. But if you like great chemistry, please watch Stealth Walker. Like, please do it. It's just, the chemistry is just so good. Like, just so good and so well acted. That was the most surprising thing about it, is because the chemistry was just top tier for Stealth Walker. Okay, so that is all the lists on my blog. Let me go through what I completed in the second half of 2023 and see if there's any Chinese dramas I want to name that I have not named before. Okay, so here's one. It's short drama. It's one of those web dramas. This is another one that kind of surprised everybody. It's called An Ancient Love Song. It was done by Mango TV, 30 minutes long, 14 episodes, stars Zan Ya-kin and Gao Ji-nan. Basically, Gao Ji-nan plays Shen Bu-yan, who travels to an ancient time period where he meets Lu Yan, and you watch their story unfold through these 14 episodes. What I loved about this drama is the twist at the end that you don't realize until the end was just so good. It just, like, you would never be able to predict that on how the story structure was and how the story unfolded. I remember watching this and being like, wow, I did not expect that. Also, the chemistry between the two leads are great. I love both of them. I need to watch more of their dramas, but also the love story within the story is just, you root for them, you want them to be together, they have great chemistry. It's just a well-crafted love story, and I was so mad that it was so short because it was only 14 episodes, 30 minutes long. I wanted it to be longer. So it was great. It was so good, and I highly recommend it. It's really short. I think you can watch it on Viki now. Let's see. Going back to the list, let's see if there's anything else. Chinese drama. Oh, okay. Speaking of another short drama, Butterfly Lover is also a very good drama. 2023, 22 episodes, 15, 20 minutes long. I think you watched this on Viki as well. It stars Rain Liu and Zhao Yiking. I think Zhao Yiking has done a lot of these short dramas. I think he's starring in one right now, actually. I know he was in Provoke. It's a romance drama. Basically, Rain Liu is paired with Zhao Yiking. Zhao Yiking is a general, and he's been happily married to Rain Liu for like multiple years when this first starts. And then they live in the city, and then something weird is happening in the city after like 3 years of their marriage. And because he's a general, he goes out and protects the city, but then when he returns, he realizes that his wife has been harmed by this weird phenomenon that's been going on in the city. So he refuses to kill her or allow her to die. And so he keeps her secretly hidden so he can figure out how to cure her of this phenomenon that's been going on. And this was done by the same people, I think, that did The Killer Is Also Romantic. So that's another short drama. Also, Provoke is a good drama, but it was a good drama. If you like short dramas, you like good chemistry, you like a beautiful drama. It was beautifully made for how short it was. And it was a fast paced story. You root for the couple, you want the couple to survive. It, very entertaining, short Chinese drama. Like, could not recommend it enough. Same with the film Familiar Stranger. That's another one. I watched this because of A Journey to You. I want to say that was what it was called. Basically, I watched A Journey to You first, and then I liked My Journey to You. That was what it was called. My Journey to You is also a fun one. I wouldn't say fun. It was surprising from what it was because I didn't expect it. You had Yushu Xing and Zhang Linghe, and then Ryan Chen and Liu Yu Xiao, also starring Zhou Lingjin and Sun Chen Jun. All six of them, great couples, loved all the couples. I loved the aspect of like a spy. Like, you have a bunch of, it's a spy drama, essentially. And you have Yushu Xing, who is a spy. She infiltrates this residence that has Zhang Linghe and Ryan Chen and other people in it. And she gets married to the main guy. Another person in her sect get married to another guy, and then they have to navigate relationships and politics and everything within this. I'm trying not to reveal anything. Beautiful drama, like beautifully shot drama. I had some issues with the end, in my opinion, but acting was great. Beautiful drama. Action scenes were beautiful. Highly recommend this drama. It was great. I like it a lot. But going back to what I was saying before, Familiar Stranger, I watched it right after that because Ryan Chen stars in it. And it's also another great short drama, 18 episodes, 12 minutes long. Stars Ki Ying, K Song, and Ryan Chen. And Ki Ying is actually K Song. K Song is due to marry Ryan Chen, but she loves somebody else. So she decides to invite Ki Ying's character and magically swap their faces. So then Ki Ying has to go marry this Ryan Cheng's character, who has a reputation of not being a very good guy. And so she marries him, and then things get complicated when they start having feelings for each other. And chemistry was great. I liked the face swap aspect of it. Again, another quick, beautiful drama. The story was unique because of that magic stuff. Like, I hadn't expected it. You got some history with the leads, like their background, not childhood history, but background. You have flashbacks, you have action, you have beautiful sets, you have costumes. Like, another really, really great short drama to check out that I watched in 2023. And I think that's pretty much it from all of my favorite Chinese dramas. Some of them were a little honorable mentions, but overall, that is my favorite Chinese dramas of all time. I hope I find some new ones I can add to the list because I really need to watch some more Chinese dramas because I feel like I watch a lot of on-air Korean dramas, so to watch other dramas in between those, sometimes it's difficult because I'm watching so many on-air Korean dramas, but I really want to make an effort to watch them because I know there's a ton of Chinese dramas out there that have been on my list forever that I haven't watched. So, yeah. Anyway, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you for listening. And that is my list of my all-time favorite Chinese dramas, plus some due to other lists on my blog. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter under the username NoSleep4Dramas. That is no sleep, the number 4, dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog. So you can visit my blog at www.NoSleep4Dramas.com, the number 4Dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.